Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel VedicAstrology. We have a Mercury retrograde period coming up November 25th through December 15th, 3-week window, a very powerful time when we'll see blessings of Mercury. Mercury retrograde means it's going to give you a lot of intuition. It wants to go within. And Mercury is the planet of intellect, so it's like activating your intuition. But also, retrograde planet means it wants to go back to the previous sign and some unfinished business with respect to the previous sign. So Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio means it wants to go back and give you some blessings, some results, unfinished business from the sign of Libra. That'll be the previous sign or the previous house. So that depends on your rising sign, where it falls. So let's find out for all of the 12 rising signs what all this means. First of all, Aries rising, Aries Lagna. For Aries Lagna, as you can see, Mercury and Sun have been sitting in the 8th house in the sign of Scorpio. And so what we're saying is Mercury is going to be retrograde starting November 25th. A retrograde planet wants to give you results of the previous sign. It sort of holds on, it stops or pauses the results of the sign it is sitting in, but it has some unfinished business in the previous sign. So your Libra, the 7th house, is getting activated. At the same time, Jupiter is retrograde in your 2nd house, so it's giving results as if it's sitting in Lagna. So from there, it's aspecting Libra, your 7th house, and Saturn has been in Aquarius. So from there, it is trying to giving a trinal aspect to Libra as well. So all in all, Libra is getting activated in a big way. That is your 7th house. So a really powerful time to focus on your relationship, one-on-one partnerships, better communication. So focus on discussing things, communications, analysis, and also making things beautiful. Mercury is in Libra. That's the combination of Mercury and Venus. So bring some aesthetics, bring some, a combination of artistic talents and this gentle nature of Venus and with analytical nature of Mercury. So all in all, bottom line is spend these 3 weeks focusing on your partnerships, developing really wonderful partnerships. And you may even, set the foundation, begin conversations or just meeting people. And those may turn out to be lifelong partnerships. And Guru and Shani, Jupiter and Saturn are giving you blessings to do that. And these could be business partnerships or your personal partnerships as well in your marriage or in your any other, this is one-on-one partnerships. Next is Taurus rising, Taurus Lagna, Taurus ascendant. For Taurus, Mercury and Sun are sitting in your 7th house in the sign of Scorpio. And we're saying Mercury is going to be retrograde for these 3 weeks, November 25 to December 15. A retrograde planet gives you results of the previous sign. So it sort of pauses or holds, stops giving you results of the house or the sign it is sitting in, but it has some unfinished business in the previous sign. So that means your 6th house is being activated. You will see, and also Jupiter has been retrograde in your Lagna, and that means it wants to give you results of the 12th house. So from 12th house, it is aspecting your 6th house, and Saturn has been in Aquarius, and it's giving trinal aspect to the sign of Libra in the 6th house. So all in all, you have the blessings of Guru and Shani in the 6th house, and now Mercury is going to give you results of this. So what does that mean? So first of all, focus on your job, on your profession, on your work. You'll do really well. This is the time to develop, good communication, discussions, analysis, and also creating some beautiful things. Mercury and Venus combination, that's Mercury and Libra. So for job, this will be fantastic, really good in developing, networking, diplomacy, and analytical work. All of that will be great. Second, also focus on your health. This will give you good ideas how to take better care of your health. That's 6th house. And then also 6th house is legal matters. So Mercury retrograde going back to the 6th house will give you ideas and opportunities to solve or take care of any legal matters, pending legal matters through discussions, through analysis. That is Mercury in the 6th house. And this is also a time for you to reflect on your Shadripus. Mercury is, the planet of analysis, discrimination, buddhi, intellect. And so going in the 6th house, which represents our Shadripus, the 6 weaknesses. So So what it means is reflect and analyze and contemplate on how you can remove the six weaknesses, which is kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya. The lust, the anger, the greed, the jealousy, all of those. So that's what this real meaning of this, or the gift of this Mercury retrograde period is. And also retrograde planet goes inwards. So it's giving you, intuition from within. You'll have ideas, you'll have the wisdom to act on these things. But your sixth house, all the sixth house matters will be the focus, and really powerful three week window to take care of unfinished business related to the sixth house matters. Next is Gemini rising, Gemini Lagna, Gemini ascendant. So for Mithun Lagna, Mercury and Sun are sitting in your sixth house in the sign of Scorpio, and now Mercury is going to be retrograde for these 3 weeks, November 25 to December 15. That means Mercury wants to give you results of the previous sign, that is the fifth house, sign of Libra. It has some unfinished business there. So, and then at the same time, Jupiter has been retrograde, and so that means it wants to give you results of Aries, which is 11th house. So from 11th house, it is aspecting the seventh aspect on the fifth house. At the same time, Saturn has been in Aquarius, and from there, it is having a trinal aspect on your fifth house as well. So overall, your fifth house is massively activated. You have the blessings of the Guru and the Shani. On top of that, Mercury will be there. And so Mercury in Libra is a combination of Mercury and Venus. So this is a time of really powerful creating things. The fifth house represents our creativity. So Mercury in Libra, you'll be able to create beautiful things. You'll be able to do a lot of like through analysis, through deep conversations, you'll be able to create things, and also in a beautiful manner. That's the sign of Libra. Also, fifth house is our children. So this is going to activate some things in your children's life if you have kids, or your connection with your kids will be good. This is actually, if you're a parent, you have kids, this is fantastic 3 week window for you to initiate conversations, have some meaningful, playful conversations as well, and develop this bond. Same thing goes with respect to your romantic relationships. That's fifth house. So this period is really good for you to focus on communication in your romantic relationship. So that's the beauty, that's the blessing of this retrograde phase. At the same time, now you may not get a lot of results or success with respect to the sixth house, because Mercury is going retrograde there. So it will pause the results for the sixth house, but it'll give you a lot of results and blessings and good things related to the fifth house. So that's for the sign of Gemini. Next is Cancer, Cancer rising, Cancer Lagna, Cancer ascendant. For Cancer, Mercury and Sun are sitting in your fifth house in the sign of Scorpio, and now Mercury is going to be retrograde. That means it wants to give you results of the previous sign, that is sign of Libra, in the fourth house. And at the same time, Jupiter is retrograde in your 11th house. So that means it wants to give you results from the 10th house. And from there, it is having an aspect on your fourth house. And Saturn is transiting through your 8th house in Aquarius. And from there, it has a trinal aspect on your fourth house. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is your fourth house, that is Libra, is massively activated. It has the blessings of Jupiter and Saturn for a while, but now with Mercury retrograde, Mercury will trigger that combination. So this is probably a good period to focus on real estate investments, real estate deals, focus on home improvement, renovation, buying a new home, all sorts related to real estate and home and your place of residence. Also, better communication within your home. So with your family members, try to initiate conversations and more diplomacy, more sense of humor, and more analysis, like discussions. And then creating beautiful things as well, like piece of art, doing some art projects at home, that kind of activities. And our fourth house is also our inner happiness, and Mercury is the planet of intellect and buddhi. So this is the time to sort of introspectively discover what makes you happy, analyze. Mercury is the planet of discrimination, so that means it gives you this insight into what is real, what is not real. That's the key Buddhist way also, find out what is real, what is not real. And so that kind of analysis, this is a good 3 week window for you to discover what makes you happy, what gives you inner happiness. Now, at the same time, Mercury may pause giving you results of the fifth house because it is no longer like it has some unfinished business in the fourth house, but you may not see very positive or a lot of results related to the fifth house. But you'll have lots of blessing related to the fourth house, all the matters that we discussed just now. So that's for the sign of Cancer. Next is Leo rising, Leo Lagna, Leo ascendant. So for Leo, Mercury and Sun have been sitting in your fourth house in sign of Scorpio. And now what we're saying is Mercury going retrograde from November 25th to December 15th. So that means it has some unfinished business in the previous sign, in your third house, in the sign of Libra. So your third house is activated. At the same time, there are two other things happening which are making the third house very powerful. Is Jupiter has been retrograde in your 10th house, and it wants to give you results of the ninth house. So from ninth house, it has an aspect on your third house, a seventh aspect. At the same time, Saturn has been in your seventh house in Aquarius, and from there it has a trinal aspect on your third house. So all in all, the third house has the blessings of Jupiter, the Guru, and Shani Maharaj together. And now Mercury retrograde will activate that further. So all the third house matters will have fantastic results, opportunities. First of all, great time for communication, networking, going around meeting people, short distance travels, marketing, sales, social media, writing, especially writing beautiful pieces, beautiful things in life. That's Mercury in the third house, especially in the sign of Libra. So all writing projects, but also learning some new skills. Third house represents skills. Really wonderful time to pick up some new skills. There's also opportunity to better your relationship with younger siblings and with your neighbors and with your close friends. All of that will be fantastic. At the same time, you may see a pause, in the with respect to the fourth house matters. So you may not see huge success with respect to fourth house things, which is house, real estate or your mother. But the third house is getting all the blessings for these 3 weeks. So that's for the sign of Leo, Leo rising. Next is Virgo Lagna, Virgo rising, Virgo ascendant. So what's happening? Virgo, Mercury and Sun have been in your third house in sign of Scorpio. But now with Mercury retrograde, it wants to go back and give you results of the previous house, which is the second house, the sign of Libra. And at the same time, there are two other things, major planets that are giving their drishti, giving their blessings to the second house. Jupiter has been retrograde in your ninth house, and that means it wants to give you results of the eighth house. And so from eighth house, Jupiter has a seventh aspect on your second house. At the same time, Saturn has been in your sixth house. So Saturn is giving a trinal aspect to your second house. So overall, all in all, your second house is getting activated, immense power in your second house. First of all, it's the house of speech. So, be bold, do speaking engagements and things like that. And then second house is family wealth. So, better opportunities in terms of thinking, how to improve your family resources and wealth. And then also think about how you can improve your diet, your food. And that's Mercury in the second house in the sign of Libra. At the same time, Mercury may actually pause giving you results of the third house because it has some unfinished business in the second house. So you may see some delays or setbacks with respect to the third house, which is your younger siblings or short distance travels like that. But second house is getting all the limelight. It's really getting activated. So that's for the sign of Virgo. Next is Libra, Libra rising, Libra ascendant, Libra Lagna. For Libra, Mercury and Sun are in your second house in the sign of Scorpio during this window. But Mercury will be retrograde for these 3 weeks. So that means it wants to give you results of the previous sign. That is the first house, your Lagna, your Libra. It has some unfinished business there. So Mercury is activating your Lagna. At the same time, Saturn has been in your fifth house. So Saturn is giving trinal aspect to the first house. And Jupiter has been retrograde in your eighth house. That means it's giving results of the seventh house. So from seventh house, it is aspecting your first house as well. So overall, to summarize all of this, what this means, your first house, your Lagna, is getting the blessings of Guru and Shani, of course, for a while now. But now Mercury will also trigger that, activate that. So this is the time for self-introspection, figuring out who you are. What's your purpose, your personality development of your, you know, uh, you can say personality development, but also uh, self-analysis. going deep and figuring out the purpose of your existence. At the same time, focus on your health. First house represents our health in general, your body, physical body. So do more, healthy activities, more exercise, things like that. And first house represents our intellect in general, and Mercury is the planet of intellect. And so Mercury is going back to the first house. This is a very good window, 3-week window to focus on intellectual activities and also create something beautiful out of it. That's the sign of Libra. Next is Scorpio rising, Scorpio Lagna, Scorpio ascendant. Mercury and Sun are, of course, sitting in your Lagna in Scorpio during this time period. But now Mercury will be retrograde for these 3 weeks. That means it wants to give you results of the 12th house of the previous sign. It will pause the results of the Lagna, but it'll give you there's some unfinished business with respect to the 12th house. So your 12th house, the sign of Libra, is getting powerfully activated. At the same time, Jupiter has been retrograde in your 7th house, so it's giving you results of the 6th house. So from 6th house, it has an aspect on your 12th house, and Saturn has been in your 4th house in sign of Aquarius, and from there, it has a trinal aspect on your 12th house. So overall, what all this means is, to summarize, your 12th house is getting activated with the blessings of Guru and Shani and now Mercury. So all the 12th house matters, which includes maybe foreign travel or dealing with the foreigners, foreign projects, and also on your activating your subconscious mind. Focus on esoteric wisdom, energy healing, past life regression. 12th house relates to our ancestors. So worshipping the ancestors, dream, lucid dreaming, or yoga nidra, those kinds of things are going to be very, very powerful. This is 3-week window, which will activate a lot of things related to the subconscious mind. And literally, it may connect you to the other planes of existence, to your ancestors, but you can also learn some of these things like energy healing, stuff like that. But foreign travel and also especially communication. Mercury is the planet of communication, and 12th house is all the distant places, foreign places, or even other planes of existence. So develop communication with all of these beings, all of these other planes of existence, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, like that. So that's for the sign of Scorpio, Scorpio Lagna. Next is Sagittarius rising, Lagna. So for Sagittarius, Mercury and Sun have been in your 12th house, and now Mercury will be retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. That means it has some unfinished business in the previous sign, which is your 11th house. That is a sign of Libra. So your 11th house is getting activated. At the same time, Saturn and Jupiter are supporting that as well, because Saturn has been in your 3rd house. From there, it has a trinal aspect on your 11th house. Jupiter has been retrograde in your 6th house, and that means it wants to give you results of the 5th house. So from 5th house, it has a 7th aspect on your 11th house. That means your 11th house is really getting triggered, activated for these 3 weeks. Powerful window. Focus on developing wonderful friendships. Also, social media. Analysis and discussions on social media, online groups. And then also think of ways of improving your income. This will be a good period. This will bring in, opportunities for more income. That's the 11th house. And 11th house is also our desires. So you may actually, this will fulfill some of your desires, Mercury and Venus combination, because it's the sign of Libra. So, and also presentation is Mercury. So you can present things like like literally a YouTube channel or something on the social media. And that will be a good combination of an analytical presentation, which is Mercury, but also making it beautiful and aesthetic, that is Libra, Venus. So fantastic opportunity to gain results or good things about your 11th house. And also it'll improve your connection with the older siblings, and you can have more discussions and analytical stimulating discussions with your older siblings. So that's for the sign of Sagittarius. Next is Capricorn, Capricorn Lagna, Capricorn Ascendant. So for Capricorn, Mercury and Sun are in your 11th house in the sign of Scorpio. And now Mercury goes retrograde. That means for these 3 weeks, it wants to give you results of the previous sign, that is your 10th house, the sign of Libra. So your 10th house is getting activated. At the same time, Saturn and Jupiter are also supporting that, because Saturn sitting in the second house in Aquarius is giving a trinal aspect to your 10th house. And Jupiter is retrograde in your fifth house. That means it wants to give you results of the fourth house. So from fourth house, it is aspecting your 10th house again. So that means overall, you have the blessings of the Guru, Jupiter, and Shani Maharaj on your 10th house, and now Mercury going retrograde will trigger that in a big way. First of all, so Mercury will actually pause. You may find some delays with respect to the 11th house, but a massive opportunities for 10th house. That means for your career, this will trigger a lot of opportunities for your career. This is a good time to present some things in your workplace, initiate conversations, intellectual discussions, and analytical, ways of solving problems. Problem solving, that is Mercury's blessing, the retrograde period, blessings of Mercury on your career. And also think of new businesses, new opportunities, all of that. It'll also improve your name and fame recognition. That is all the 10th house. So very powerful blessings for your work, for your career, for your profession, because of Mercury's retrograde. And also retrograde means it's more internalized. You'll have the intuition. A retrograde Mercury is almost like Ketu, because that is intuition. So it's not just superficial knowledge, it's like going within. So wonderful time to sort of tap into that intuition and use that in your workplace. You'll get a lot of opportunities. So that's for the sign of Capricorn. Next is Aquarius. Aquarius Lagna, Aquarius rising. For Aquarius, Mercury and Sun have been sitting in will be in your 10th house in sign of Scorpio. And now Mercury will be retrograde for these 3 weeks. So it wants to give you results of your 9th house. So that means 9th house is getting activated. At the same time, Shani Maharaj and Jupiter Guru are also supporting that, because Saturn has been transiting through your Lagna, first house. That means it'll be giving a trinal aspect to your 9th house. At the same time, Jupiter has been retrograde in your 4th house. So that means it wants to give you results of the 3rd house. So from there, it has a 7th aspect on your 9th house. So overall, what all this means, to summarize, is that your 9th house is really getting activated, powerful energy for these 3 weeks. So what does that mean? First is maybe long distance travel, pilgrimage, or better connection, relationship with your father, or also learning from the gurus, connection with the gurus, spending time with the gurus, and you yourself could be a guru, sharing your wisdom with other people, being a teacher, being a consultant, being a coach. Fantastic opportunities around those areas, all related to the 9th house. And also analysis of your spiritual path, your spiritual belief. That's the 9th house. So figure out, what is your dharma, what is your path, and then also you can create beautiful things with respect to dharma. And a good period for picking up or starting some higher studies. That is 9th house as well. So overall, blessings of the 9th house. Very powerful window. That's for Aquarius rising. Next is Pisces Lagna, Pisces rising. Mercury and Sun are transiting through your 9th house in the sign of Scorpio. And now with the retrograde phase, these 3 weeks, November 25 to December 15, Mercury will be giving you results of the previous sign. So it has some unfinished business in the previous sign, which is Libra, the 8th house. So your 8th house is getting activated. At the same time, Guru and Shani Maharaj are also giving blessings to the 8th house, because Saturn has been transiting through your 12th house. From there, it's giving a trinal aspect to your 8th house. Jupiter has been retrograde in your 3rd house, and that means it wants to give you results of the 2nd house. So from there, it has a 7th aspect on your 8th house. So overall, a powerful activation of your 8th house. First of all, you can learn some esoteric subjects, like start learning astrology or energy healing. Secondly, 8th house is change and transformation. So that you may see a lot of change, deep transformation, wisdom. And then 8th house is all the secrets of the universe. So you will discover through analysis and introspection. That is Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the planet of analysis, and retrograde means introvert, like going within. So Mercury retrograde is like intuition, activation of your intuition, and especially in the 7th house, then giving you all the wisdom, all the powerful hidden secrets of the universe. So make use of all this, and also good time to manage other people's money, like inheritance or your shared wealth with your spouse. So good period for that. And it's in Libra, so you'll do all of that in a very beautiful aesthetic way. So receive the blessings of Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn that are collectively activating your 8th house, and start learning some esoteric subjects, go deep in meditation, finding out the secrets of the universe. And also this may lead to a lot of change and transformation in your life. So that's the overall analysis for all the 12 signs. Mercury retrograde period will bring a lot of blessings for different areas of your life, depending on what your rising sign is. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to get more insights into such kind of videos and transits, and also consider joining our courses. We have lots of courses online on Zoom or pre-recorded classes, and also we are starting going on a retreat next June 2025 to India. Consider joining that. That's also on my website. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate your feedback and comments and your questions.